Now our main event here on FS1, Mykal Fox, 22-1 out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, against Luke Santamaria, 10-1-1 with 7 knockout wins out of Garden Grove, California. Again, our main event, 2 young guys, tail of the tape you see right there. Fox, 6'4", very big welterweight once again. Again, we saw 6'2" Jamal James at 147. Now Mykal Fox comes in 6'4" in our final fight of the night. Let's go back to Los Angeles right now. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, Premier Boxing Champions presents the FS1 PBC featured attraction of the evening. Introducing our 3 judges scoring from ringside, we have Rudy Barragan, Dr. Lou Moret, and Steve Morrow. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled. Welterweights in the ring. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with silver trim. He is fighting out of Garden Grove, California, by way of the east side of Los Angeles. He weighed in at 145 3/4 pounds. His record, 10 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight making his PBC debut, introducing Luke Santamaria. His opponent across the ring is fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round featured attraction, wearing black trunks with silver and gold trim. Hailing from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, he weighed in at 145 3/4 pounds. His record, 22 wins, 1 loss, with 5 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the slick southpaw, also making his PBC debut, introducing the Professor Mykal Fox. And a referee in charge now to give instructions, Eddie Hernandez Sr.
All right, gentlemen, I've been over the rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves, good luck.
You see Mykal Fox again. Joe Goosen, when you're a welterweight, you go in even at the gym or anywhere, you don't expect to be sparring with a guy 6'4", let alone fighting a guy 6'4", 147.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's got 8 inches of height on Santamaria, which is kind of crazy. It's over a half a foot by a couple inches, and yeah, it's such a disadvantage. But let's see. Look, it's going to be Santamaria's, and he said it in the fighter meet. It's going to be my job, my responsibility to get on the inside and put the pressure on him. But that's easier said than done.
I don't know if I've ever seen a welterweight this size. Again, I mentioned Mark Breland is kind of the standard. Back in the 80s, former 2-time amateur world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and a pro champion as well. But he was 6'2" at 147 and fluid. We're seeing a lot of these super slim, welterweights and junior middleweights now.
Yeah, there was a difference between Mark Breland and somebody like Mykal Fox here. Mykal Fox has only got 5 knockouts in 23 fights. Mark Breland was a devastating puncher as an amateur and pro.
We're going to see Sebastian Fondora coming up in the next few weeks. He's a junior middleweight, 154. He's 6'5".
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And it's strange because Joe, like Fondora doesn't even fight tall. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's crazy. So now I'm going to ask you: does Mykal Fox fight tall enough for that incredible size?
He does, and he will. Because he's not a knockout puncher, he knows he's got to use his skills and lateral movement. And look, he was really pressured in his toughest fight, a fight he lost against Ergashev. And Ergashev, a southpaw, of course, a big, strong guy, and really pressed him all night. But again, Mykal Fox actually came on in the middle of the rounds after taking some, some hard punishment early on. So, he went back to boxing, and he did a great job in that fight. Unfortunately, he lost it, but he's a boxer, pure and simple. Now, if you back up on him and give him room and you look vulnerable, he'll press you, but his nature is to move like he's doing now.
Santamaria with the nice combinations there, throwing a hook and really taking advantage now, and it looks like he's down. Mykal Fox goes down. That is a knockdown.
6.
Santamaria with good combinations.
Yeah, Santamaria really came on strong, threw some great combinations, and put him down.
Well, he did what he said he was going to do, Lennox. He was going to put the pressure on and go for the knockout.
Multiple hooks on the way in. Referee Eddie Hernandez ruling that the knockdown, and came in and gets a knockdown here in round number 1. Scheduled for 10, so he could be in for a long night, but Fox is now on his bike, moving around.
Yeah, Santamaria said he likes the box, and I watched tape on him. He can box a little bit, but not against this guy. This guy's just too tall. You got to really bum rush him and get inside on him, and you got to take chances. He's only had 5 knockouts, but it means that you're probably going to be able to withstand his punch.
Lucas Santamaria opening up with a very impressive round number 1. Gets a knockdown here on the 22-1 Mykal Fox. Let's go back to Heidi Androl.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, speaking of Mykal Fox, he didn't really have the amateur career that he's had in the pros, but no doubt that experience made him the boxer he is today. And being kids in Maryland in the DC area, he was matched up actually with Gervonta Davis, who's now, of course, a 2-division world champion. This was back when Mykal was 10, Gervonta was 11. Look at him go, 65 pounds. Pretty impressive stuff. Now, Mykal said that he knows he lost all 3 times they were matched up, but he said he's really happy to see Gervonta become the star that he has become, because it shows anyone can rise up out of their circumstances.
Wow, thank you, Heidi. Joe, that looked like kindergarten boxing.
Yeah, they've both improved a little bit since
yes,
then.
they have.
Well, and Gervonta Davis. Yeah, Gervonta Davis getting up to 135. Clearly, Fox has had a growth spurt, getting up to 6'4". But yeah, interesting. Going back to the amateurs. How about that? That's the first time Fox has been down. So Lennox, you take us inside his head. What is it like after he's been dropped the first time?
Well, you know, being dropped for the first time, hopefully that's a wake-up call for him, where he needs to get on his jab and throw that jab out there and that right hand, and keep that fight at distance. Don't allow Santamaria to come in and score those shots, and stay away from the ropes as well. You know, this is his perfect time to be able to do what he needs to do, and that's box. Use his boxing talent, use his movement, and be assertive with that jab.
Box.
Yeah. All right, let's watch that knockdown again. Let's take a look here, and we're going to bring that into the screen to take a look.
I think the ropes actually stopped him from hitting the ground, but let's see. The referee called it a knockdown, which he should. See, there's the right hand and left hook. Probably gets hit one more time here. Okay, here we go. There's that big left hook again. Left hook.
Right hand landed too.
Well, let's see, I think he sits on the bottom rope. Yeah, he never really goes down. So the rope stopped him from going down, which then you can call as a knockdown by the referee.
Yeah, he was going down.
That was a good call, don't you agree, Joe?
Yeah, because the ropes stopped him from going down. Therefore,
that's what I'm saying, but it didn't sound like you were saying that. I just want to make sure you
really?
agree with
Okay.
the decision.
All right. Well, when you listen to the tape later on, you'll see that's exactly what I said.
Hey, no, Joe, I hear you. Don't take out your anger at Lennox on me just because he was right about the 5 punches early with the right hand.
Here we go back. Well, look, I'm not angry. I'm just being observant. All right, call it what you will.
No, I'm serious. Yeah. Just to say, if a guy is leaning on the rope as opposed to sitting on it, when he's sitting on it, I believe Eddie Hernandez had the right call there.
When you
calling that a knockdown.
When you get knocked back into the ropes, and if not for the ropes, you would have gone down, they will call that a knockdown, and it's legal to do so.
Good trading right there. Santamaria, good body shots, but Fox is firing back as well. Good action here in round number 2.
I'm surprised that Fox isn't using his jab a little bit more, using the distance a little bit more, because right now he's just boxing Santamaria's fight, and he's allowing Santamaria to be too close to him.
Box.
Well, sometimes you got to make a decision. Look, no matter what you try to do, sometimes if a guy insists on getting inside on you, sometimes you can't do anything about it. So you're going to have to deal with him on his own terms. And I think Fox is probably doing that here. Maybe he was even told to back the guy up and hold your ground more.
Santamaria now going southpaw as he backs up, a little bit wary of Fox as Fox gets a little more aggressive. Good action here in the second round after Santamaria scored the knockdown in the first. 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Again, that is Monday night. Here, a good main event. Round 3 scheduled for 10. Mykal Fox, the professor, He is in the black trunks with the gold frills. Lucas Santamaria in the white trunks. He has a knockdown in round number 1. You see the extreme height differential between the two. 6'4" for Mykal Fox, 5'8" for Santamaria, but it's Santamaria who knocked down Fox in the first round.
And you've seen what's happening right now, Brian. Mykal Fox is now walking to Santamaria, holding his ground. Either he was instructed to do that, or he feels he can do more damage and win this fight more easily by coming forward instead of running away from Santamaria. He might be right.
Now they exchange, and that's a left hand landed by Santamaria as well. He's going to put himself in harm's way. Body attack there from Fox. And Santamaria ties up.
Fox.
Yeah, Lennox, he's choosing not to move around, even though he's got that huge height advantage, right?
Right. I mean, you know, he needs to step more into the pocket and get that jab off, get that left hand off, even throw some more to the body.
Well, you notice just his posture, Fox's posture is kind of keeping Santamaria at bay. Just the body language, he's not as readily, he's not as ready to just jump in there and go attack him right now. Fox is kind of keeping him at bay just with his body language. And accurate punching.
I think Santamaria is really waiting for that perfect time, but he's giving him different angles, and he's throwing some good looping punches, which are catching Fox.
The question I always ask Lennox is, how's the stick? Like, a guy even with that height, like, is his jab strong enough to keep a smaller man at bay, meaning hard enough, not just a feather duster, but something that will drive him back? Do you think his jab is hard enough?
No, I don't think his jab's hard enough, but he makes up with it with the combination punching. So it's like the jab is that first punch that gets in your way, and then the other punches that he's going to throw are the ones that are going to take effect.
That's a great
patience there by Fox.
Thank you.
Fox has a good win as well. Joe, you mentioned his one pro loss, but last May, he beat Fazladin Gabnazarov, former Olympic gold medalist in 2016, so he beat him in 2019, so that is a good win for Mykal Fox. But he's being tested here.
It's a great point.
Final 10 seconds of round number 3. Now Joe Goosen is playing nice. It's bound to happen late in the evening. Back in Los Angeles, this has turned out to be a pretty good fight here. Our main event on FS1, Mykal Fox, Lucas Santamaria. Santamaria in the white trunks, and Fox, the taller man in the ring, 6'4" in the black trunks. And it is interesting too that Fox was put on this card, Joe Goosen. Probably this is not so well known, but he was kind of the standby for the main event, because in these fights we have seen in other fights that have gone on, sometimes a fighter will test positive for the virus, and someone has to bow out. So Fox, a welterweight, was sort of had to prepare for 3 fights tonight. Not just this one, but the possibility of Jamal James or Thomas Delorme. That can't be the easiest thing either.
No, but you're right, and not just if the fighter tests positive, if the trainer, the whole fight's off. So yeah, it's a real tenuous situation, and this is just the way it is right now. So they always have guys at the ready to step in, because they know it's a possibility of somebody testing.
Good trading here in the 4th round, and it points out too, and we haven't made an awful lot of it, but this was a very successful night in that we've had the top fighters all in the ring.
That's right.
All negative tests, successful night, and all the fighters also looked sharp. Good body shot there by Santamaria. And I mentioned that, Lennox, it's not easy. We heard that from Vito Mielnicki saying, oh man, I want to get out of here, because being locked in your room for a week solid is just not fun and is difficult to be sharp. I think kudos to all the fighters tonight for being as sharp as they were.
Yeah, no, you're right. Imagine, getting in shape for a fight, then all of a sudden, the last week, you're stuck in your room. So that's got to be offsetting for some boxers. But some boxers can get out of it.
You know how, Joe, they always say, oh, you get a full workout in your hotel room. No, you can't.
No, you can't. No.
I mean, you don't want, you can, but you don't want to. It's awful.
Right, no, exactly right. But again, there's no getting around it, so you got to do what you got to do. At least you can, one thing you can do is you can turn up the heat in your hotel room if you need to lose a couple of pounds. And believe me, I've talked to a few guys that did do that, and they worked the mitts up there. There's just no way around it. So everyone's in the same boat. At least nobody's got an advantage over another. So they're all in the same boat. They're all got the same situation. And, you know, eventually this will pass, and we'll get back to how it was, but it may take some time yet.
Right. Each team showing their own ingenuity in trying to deal with the different circumstances. Go ahead, Lennox.
Yeah, Mykal Fox is doing a good job right now. You know, what I'm surprised at is the fact that when he's in close, he's actually bending his knees, and that's important. Instead of, I usually see a lot of big guys bend their back, but they usually bend their back down. But now, he's bending his knees.
Final seconds, again developing, scheduled for 10. You know, in Major League Baseball, there's a no spitting rule. In boxing, it's kind of impossible to enforce if someone's punching you in the jaw.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a mouthful of water.
Nothing you can do. Again, we've had success tonight. The fighters getting through the different circumstances, and we've had good, crisp, world-class action, including in this fight. And look at this trading back and forth. Santamaria, while he's close enough to the 6'4" Mykal Fox, trying to trade.
Yeah, Mykal Fox's corner that time was giving him a little heck and saying, hey, get that left hand going, and you're allowing Santamaria to outwork you, so get working. And I agree with his corner.
Yeah. These are kind of hard rounds to score in a sense, though. You know, I think Fox is probably landing the more accurate punches and a little bit busier. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Santamaria is being busy. He has to be busy because when he's inside, that's when he needs to work.
The punch hard body shot there. Good hook by Santamaria.
We got Santamaria ahead on the punch count here by a few shots.
Speaking of the scoring, let's get to Marcos Villegas. Marcos, what do you think so far?
Hey, it's a great fight so far, and like Joe mentioned, you know, it's tough because both guys are landing very good punches on the inside. I have Santamaria up by a point due to the knockdown in the first round, but you know, it's really dependent on the judges really focusing in on the body work that's being done and who's landing what in there. And it seems the eye-catching punches to the head is coming from Mykal Fox at this point.
Good point, Marcos, because it is difficult to score some of these, and as Joe was mentioning, you know, and I bring this up a lot, Joe, like when we're having private conversations or fans are talking about scoring. You know, the human eye can only process so much when world-class fighters are exchanging, and that can make it very difficult to try to figure out who actually won, quote-unquote, the round.
Mm-hmm. I think Marcos explained it, you know, rather well. It depends on, you know, who's seeing what angle you're at when it's happening. But I do believe that probably because Santamaria did have that knockdown, he's up by just a bit. But it looks like the tide's turning in Fox's favor in a sense, but it's still a you know, close fight right now.
Fox trying to move forward again. Good counters with the right, and then doubles up on the right hooks. Nicely done. Santamaria now gets close. He's able to land it again. Just trying to figure out who got the better of that exchange. It's difficult.
I thought Fox did because he countered a right hand that fell short from Santamaria, and he clipped him with a good straight left hand, and then landed a few shots after that.
They trade again as they fight to the bell. We return here on FS1. Brian Kenny with Joe Goosen, Lennox Lewis, Heidi Androl, Marcos Villegas, all here with you. Round number 6 on our main event for FS1, Mykal Fox and Lucas Santamaria. We've seen already our main event on Fox earlier this evening, an excellent performance by Jamal James, getting the win, a decision win over Thomas Delorme. What turned out to be, according to the judges, fairly close fight. I think it was 8-4, 7-5, and 9 rounds to 3 for the 3 judges. Here it could also be difficult to see the punch stats fairly close as we get now into round number 6. You know, it's interesting too, Joe, is a lot of times in these fights, the last fight, you wonder, all right, is it hard to keep the intensity as the fans leave? Well, nothing has changed really, right?
No, in fact, they're standing and they've never sat down this whole fight. It's an incredible crowd. But look, all kidding aside right here, this is really a good fight. It's a competitive fight. And both guys, like you said, it's amazing when you think of the lockdown and how some of the gyms are closed out. These guys have all been in great shape tonight, including this fight here. They're throwing a lot of punches, and they're actually very accurate. So it's been a great
right left by Mykal Fox there, straight to the target. Didn't get no answer from Santamaria.
And round 5, by the way, was the first round that Fox landed more power shots than Santamaria. And Santamaria, again, the much shorter man in there, easier for him to land those power shots when he gets in on the inside. Well, I say easy, nothing's easy. But the shorter arms, you figure he'd be able to land easier.
Look, Fox just landed a good 4 or 5 of his own punches on the inside right there. So, you know, it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Fox was very sharp with his combinations and very accurate, good scoring blows.
Yeah, I thought he got the better of that exchange. So.
Oh yeah, he won that exchange.
But somebody's got to turn it on here in the last minute to make sure if I'm in the corner right now, I want my guy to really make it obvious who's winning the last 45 seconds of this fight.
Fox moving forward, he ate a shot there, and you can see the abrasion on his right cheek. Ate a good shot on the way in. Good hard shots from Santamaria, though Fox now more determined, pressing forward in each round. That's a good stiff jab.
That's right. Very good jab.
Step back, don't punch, don't punch.
Good back and forth action here. Last 10 seconds of the 6th round. As both men very determined, very sharp in here as they get their chance in a main event. Back and forth. There was a knockdown early from Lucas Santamaria. We're back and forth action here in LA. Back here in Los Angeles, round number 7, Mykal Fox in the black trunks, Lucas Santamaria in the white trunks. We're going to take a look at action in that last round, and you can see these exchanges and also a clash of heads. So again, that's the combination. Beautiful work there by Fox. And then they butt heads, so fortunately I don't see any blood as a result.
No. Fox missed the first 2 punches but kept stepping in and landed the next 2. And that's when they clashed heads.
Look at the punches landed, by the way, too, as we're keeping that active CompuBox numbers right there in front of you. 105 to 101. I mean, it's extremely close.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised there isn't more clashing of heads, especially with how close they're fighting inside. And then, you know, Fox has to bend down all the time and sometimes duck some of the punches. And he's definitely staying away from Santamaria's head.
Santamaria, they're getting the better of that exchange, able to land a body shot there and a good, clean hook off the head of Fox.
See, Santamaria's been told by his corner that, you know, don't lay back. I think they told him to go out and press a little bit more. You just heard the corner going, Vamonos, Vamonos, that means, you know, hurry up, get going. And, you know, he did. He started out that way, but he's kind of, there we go. He's going to pick up the pace, put the pressure on and back up Mykal Fox.
Good straight right left by Mykal Fox, just to break up everything that Santamaria was trying.
You know, Santamaria has only landed 3 jabs in this fight. Joe, is there a way at 5'8" you can land your jab on a 6'4" opponent?
It's funny, right before you said that, Santamaria turned southpaw, landed a good stiff right-hand jab. But look, again, he's at a huge disadvantage with reach and height. You know, sometimes you just have to make good head movements and step in like he's doing there. So get under punches, step in, and then start firing away. But to start from the outside with the jab can be dangerous when a guy's got, you know, 8 inches of reach on you.
I know, I agree with that. You know, you have to pick your moments and try and get a guy out of his spot and then take advantage of it with your fast, short legs or fast combination back.
Yeah, you try to scoot in underneath all the flack coming at at you and then land some punches. But to try to jab with Mike Fox it's not an easy job.
Well, Lennox, that's not something you really had to deal with in your life. Oh, by the way.
No, I kept on the outside.
Stepped tall. No, you stayed tall.
Yes.
As I've said, Lennox was the beginning of the dreadnought era in the heavyweight division.
Right.
Final seconds of the 7th round. Good action. Back in Los Angeles, round 8, 6'4" Mykal Fox, 6'4" at welterweight. That's why we're pointing out the height. Back and forth. Lucas Santamaria has a knockdown in round 1. Otherwise, you see the numbers there, the copy box numbers, punches landed. It is very close. And by the way, Lennox, I'd forgotten about Henry Akinwande. I know you fought Michael Grant, so you actually did have to look up once or twice in your lifetime against an opponent, right?
Right. I mean, Henry Akinwande gave me a great fight. I was the only one fighting, but he held me pretty tight.
Yeah.
And Vitaly Klitschko, so you've had a few 6'5" to 6'7" fighters. So again, Michael Grant was a full 6'7", took care of him too.
Yep. Tall guys, I love boxing tall guys because I always say I'm the best tall guy, so I don't know what this guy, other tall guy's doing in here. So I try and get rid of them as fast as possible.
Round 8 here now, again scheduled for 10. And back and forth action, and credit goes to Lucas Santamaria, who has built up his record fighting in Mexico, but he's only got 1 loss in his career. That's a 4-round loss early on in 2015, and you can lose one of those pretty easily. And so he comes back here. It's a big night for him, a big step up for him. He's not the favorite in this fight, you would figure. He came out firing, got that knocked down, and very close in this one. It's likely to be a very close decision.
Yeah, I think right now Mike Fox is having a really good round, and it's a fact now. Troy Fox, his father, told him to push him back, land that left hand. So he's doing exactly what he's told. And just to backtrack a little second more, Lennox Lewis had one of the greatest straight right hands ever in heavyweight history, and I'm proud to have him as a partner and a friend. What a great champion for 12 years. You ruled the division, my man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joe, it's funny you say that, and Lennox is very humble, and he doesn't require the adulation, but even as I just took a quick look, so let me look at his record again, and I'm blown away, Joe, and I don't want Lennox to look, I'm blown away looking at Lennox's record through the years. I mean, it's really incredible, in addition to being an Olympic gold medalist. You're right. Absolutely right.
Yep, and undisputed champ. He really unbelievable fighter.
You guys, my head is getting so fat right now. You guys, stop it.
Don't worry. This will happen once every couple of years, so enjoy it. Yeah.
I won't be able to leave the room.
That's right. And Joe, we will revert to form soon enough.
Right. We got 20 seconds left in this round here, and I think this round has pretty much been dominated by Fox, and he needs this round.
Santamaria pressing forward, Fox getting the better of it, but it is a very even fight so far. Back in Los Angeles, Mykal Fox, Lucas Santamaria here on FS1. Round number 9, scheduled for 10. Let's go back in the 8th round, and Santamaria was actually wobbled twice in that round on these exchanges. Coming up here on the left side of the screen. Got hit there cleanly by Fox. And then there's the hard left hand to follow as he wobbled backwards, but able to withstand that. He's got a pretty good chin. And I'm amazed. I rarely just follow the CompuBox numbers round to round to round, but 130 to 129, Joe, fascinates me.
Yeah.
Come on.
And again, but I still think even though it was an even amount of punching last round, that Fox won that round, I think was obvious. The replay shows that he stunned him a few times, but I just think he outworked him. He was more accurate and decisively won that round.
And when you say stunned him, he rolled with those punches pretty well, so he wasn't really stunned too much.
No, I didn't say like he hurt him or he put him down. Yeah, he stunned him a little bit with it. There's nothing wrong with that. But, I think that's exactly what happened, though.
Good action there. It's a hard hook, and they exchange hooks there as well. Let's get Marcos Villegas. Marcos, is it that close?
Yeah, it's pretty close so far. I have it 77 to 75 at this point, and really the fight's in the balance for Santamaria. He needs to make sure he doesn't get caught with anything big or flush because Fox can go ahead and take this fight from him at this point.
Well, you have 76-75 for Fox. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I have Fox up so far in this.
Yeah, this is the round that both have to really hang it on the line. I mean, I don't see them doing it, but they need to. Whoever wants to win this fight needs to really show the judges that they want it.
3-punch combination there from Santamaria, trying on the inside. Fox ties him up a bit, throws his own combination.
Yeah, they're both digging body shots equally, and it's a tit for tat and back and forth. So this is a difficult fight to score.
Yeah, that's a short chopping right hand from Santamaria, and you see him digging into the body.
Now, if this one of these guys is my fighter, I'm really pulling and yelling and screaming for them to win this end of this round here, the last minute.
And Joe, as I'm looking here too, the judges have masks on and they have visors on as well, right?
I don't know.
Easy.
I don't know about the visors.
Where Fox is supposed to really use his size and his reach, stay on the outside and just move around and score points.
But he's being instructed from the corner from his father to go after him. Okay, he told him not to go back. He told him to go after him with the straight left hand. So you might have the right advice, but that's not what he's being instructed, and it's brought him back into the fight.
Yeah, the fight's been in a phone booth here in that last round. We're going to go into Mykal Fox's corner. His father is his trainer, Troy Fox, there, so we'll listen in.
Man, keep him going backwards. Do you understand me? Well, act like you understand and do it, man. You're sitting there wondering what combination to throw. And look, every time you get in there and you start throwing body shots, you're giving him a chance because that's what he wants, an inside fight. Keep it long. Pop, get him back, pop. If you have to, you do it, but you going for it. You going right in the inside. You're long, the 1-2, secure the 1-2, keep him going backward. Get him on the rope. He doesn't do nothing off the ropes. Only time when he gets a running start, that's the only reason he's landing punches. You gotta keep him going backwards, you understand me? Let's go, man. Let's go, Mike.
Hey, Joe, this is that the judges do have the visors on with the masks.
Yeah, well, because what happens is there's a lot of body fluids that come flying off, sweat, blood, spit, and they're the closest people to the ring. So I could see that.
No, I can see. I'm just saying it makes it more difficult. They're trying to judge. I see them like angling for position. Now there's nobody there to compete with them for position now, so they can actually move all around the ring if they wanted to. And they come out trading. Wow, look at this. Round number 10. Hold on a second. A fight seems to be breaking out.
Yeah, Joe, would you actually tell Mykal Fox to go forward?
Well, that's what his father just told him to do. I think that was verified by what we heard in the corner. He said, back him up. He doesn't do nothing when he's on the ropes. But, Santamaria, I guarantee his corner is saying, push Mykal Fox back. Push him back. Get inside on him, score punches, throw a lot of punches. You need to win this round.
Yeah,
hook by Santamaria as well, and then he goes to the body. That went right off the hip bone. The punches landed amazing, 150 to 150 now in the 10th round as the action heats up even more here in the final round.
Yeah, Mykal Fox doesn't really need to box inside. He can just take a step back because Santamaria has to come forward. Well, like I said,
that's a fait accompli. He's doing that. He's in here. What he's trying to do, he's trying to work on the inside. He's trying to get angles by turning Santamaria as often as he can. But other than that, I think Santamaria is probably landing more punches up till now at this point of the round.
Yeah, it's a good hard body shot again. Misses with the hook. Able to move his head on the inside, but they're going to go after each other. Just a lot of heart from both fighters here in what has been a very competitive bout.
We got a minute and a half left, and somebody's got to take charge here in the last. If Mykal Fox wants to win this fight, he's going to have to take charge right here in the last half of this round.
Well, Santamaria is coming on really good. He's just waving himself in, throwing punches left and right.
Good head movement as well. A right hand over the top. That landed by Santamaria.
Hey, listen, if I'm in the corner, I think both corners aren't sure who's going to get this decision. To tell you the truth, I think they're both worried that they may lose this fight.
We have the feeling here, final minute of the round, that it was Fox who probably won more of the rounds, but it's close, and Santamaria has that 10-8 round in the first.
Yes.
Good round here by Santamaria, although it's not like Fox has taken the round off. He has gone at it hard. Santamaria imposing his will, a little sharper with his shots.
You know, there's always the option of a draw. You never know.
Sometimes when when a judge is watching two fighters and there's a taller fighter boxing inside, they usually give it to the shorter guy because he's getting through with the punches. But I'm not saying that Fox isn't getting through with his punches and scoring some great shots. I'm just saying that's sometimes how the judges look at it.
No, you're right. There is that bias. I think I fall into that too, where it's easier to see the smaller guy landing those shots.
And you figure the big guy shouldn't be on the inside.
Right. There you go. Final seconds. Here we go.
Wow, that was
outstanding.
Good punches.
10th round. Outstanding round. Hard-working 10th round. After what was a very good fight throughout. Both men came out firing from the get-go. Santamaria had the knockdown in the first. Fox seemingly won a bunch of rounds in the middle, maybe more than Santamaria, but this could go either way. Outstanding fight. Good, sharp 10 rounds here in our main event on FS1. We'll come back. They're going to add all the numbers up. We'll have it for you and get the call after this. Early on against Santamaria with the knockdown. Mykal Fox down for the first time as a professional. Then Fox reasserting himself in the fight, seemingly won a bunch of rounds. But in that 10th round, it seemingly was Santamaria's round, I thought, all the way. And I wonder, like you guys brought up, it's possible that it could be a draw. Do we have like a tape of a crowd booing? Because, draws are always boo! Right.
What if they were happy about it?
That's right. Look at this, 171 to 170. So I mean, it's basically a dead heat. Santamaria throwing more shots, but that's even. How about power punches? Take a look here, 167 to 145 for Santamaria. And again, very, very close. Again, possibility of a draw. It was that close. Outstanding bout. I think we have a decision now. They've got to take their time adding this up. Let's go to the ring and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Morrow sees the bout 96 to 93. Dr. Lou Moret scores about 97 to 92, and Rudy Barragan sees the action at 99 to 90. All three in favor of the winner, Luke Santamaria.
99 to 90? Did I hear that right?
Let me tell you, I told you how the judges are going to look at it, because that's, everybody's conditioned that way. And when they see a tall guy trying to box a shorter guy inside, they're saying, what are you doing? You're a tall guy, you need to be on the outside. So I can understand that to a point, but both boxers box great.
Yeah, no, the fight was outstanding. I'm puzzled by that. I'm even seeing Lou Moret's scorecard, and he had it 97-92 for Santamaria, but he gave Fox the 10th round. None of this makes sense to me. Joe, help me on this.
What does Marcos have it as? What was his final score? I'm curious. Can we get that?
Joe?
Well, let's ask Marcos as soon as we can, and we'll get that. But it was close. Yeah. Marcos, how did you have it? Yeah, he's right there. Go ahead, Marcos.
Yeah, like I mentioned, this was going to be a tough fight to score because of the work that they were doing on the inside, and because me in my position, I'm just going by the monitor, and sometimes the angle cuts away. There is a possibility that you can miss.
What's your
punches.
score, Marcos?
So the score, the money question. Here we go. I thought Mykal Fox won the fight. I had it 96 to 93. But look, I had 2 swing rounds in there. These rounds were very, very close, so I could see it the other way. Now, not as wide as 99-90, but
Marcos,
it was close.
Did that affect you, the fact that Fox was boxing on the inside?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to be honest, yeah.